Okay, this is a section out of from a 555 Ford Backhoe. This is part of the valve section. This friend of mine's having a problem, and he took this off, and we thought maybe the spring was broken on here. One thing you want to be careful, I want to show you this poppet in here. Don't lose that. You know, you lose that and it's over. That's some kind of a load check, I think. But that'll fall out of there, and it actually did when I picked it up. So be aware of that. Okay, I've already undone this. I pulled it out, looked at it, inspected it. The spool is clean. What he's telling me that this thing won't hold the load up, but I'm starting to think after looking at this that he's got a problem with the cylinders. All right, so if you look in here, what I'm gonna do is inside here, there's a seal in there. You know, use your pick to get down inside of this thing. Pull the O-ring out. We're gonna replace those for him. Okay, you're gonna pull that out. I have a couple new ones here. Work this back in, and I'm just going to show you here. I thought what he told me is maybe the valve was sticking. There was a scar or something, but I pulled it out of there. It's clean. The ways are clean. So I'm not sure what this is. The reason I'm showing you this is you may have like I have a Backhoe myself, a Ford 550. This is a 555, and you know it's our older Backhoes, and you know getting parts for them. This is be expensive. But you see, okay, so I put the O-ring in there. What I'm going to show you here is I'm just going to go ahead and wrap this up for him. Make sure I did the inspection on it, and I'll probably send him this video. Okay, there's also another O-ring that goes on the back here of this little thing. Pop that on there, put a little grease on it. Okay, we're going to put this back. And so this, you know, work this on here slowly, because the reason is you don't want to cut. Work it real slow. You don't want to force this and cut it on those sharp edges. Kind of work that. Technically, you should go off the back end when you're doing this, but I don't think we're going to have a problem there, okay? So we're just going to put a little grease on here, and then I'll take a little light oil on this thing, because I want to push this back in. Okay, and we're going to push this back in. Don't force it. You just work it real easy. You don't want to scar these up. It's going pretty easy. You can kind of just bump it there. Okay, boom. Then we're going to hit this thing on there. Okay, it's all the way in. Okay, so my assessment of this thing is that they have a problem with their cylinder or cylinders. I'm not sure which part of this valve does what. I forgot to ask him because I thought it was in the thing, but I'm sure that it's within his cylinder, so that's good. We're going to just put this back together. Like I said, the reason I'm showing this, in case you have a problem, you might want to do it. You know, troubleshooting. He thought it was a valve, but it doesn't look like it is. Okay, it looks like it's the cylinders. So I'll inform him of that. And when I take this back to him, we'll go ahead and take a look at the situation on the Backhoe, and then I may be able to tell him how to pop that in. So this is a new O-ring. You're going to slide this in there. You may have to work it in with your pick a little bit. Now he's got the other parts to handle and the cap to all this. But just make sure that O-ring's down in there. Then there's a wiper that sits on there. You can see that. It goes on there like that. And then you'll have a cap that goes over that. Now, like I said, do not lose this. Always be careful about losing part. You lose that, it's over. You're not going to find this anywhere. I doubt you could even get it, maybe off of a used one. See how it just kind of falls out of there, and that's easily lost in the dirt when you're working on these. So, in fact, what I'll do, so it doesn't get lost, is I'll just put some tape over this until I get it back to them. You can see here. Now, what would happen, what I've seen kind of happen, guys will work on this and they'll lose that part. Nobody will know. I may not even know if you're not working on these all the time. And then they go and they think they reseal it, okay? And then you put it back on, that little poppet's gone, and it doesn't work. And you can't figure out why when it came in for a simple, and to troubleshoot that is a major deal, because I wouldn't know that that poppet fell out of there. So it's something you have to pay attention to. One other thing is these fittings, this one's missing an O-ring, so I'll give them that. I'll put a cap on these, give it back to them, and I'll show this video. And then we'll go into the next stage. We'll see if I have to go over there and help them figure it out. I'll try to video that out in the field after he gets this valve back together, and we'll determine if it's the cylinder. I'm suspecting that it's could be on some tandem cylinders. One of the pistons is shot, and that's why it won't stay up. Okay, stand by. That was a tip for the day. Ford 555 Backhoe.